morning from Marceline, Missouri.
Welcome to Main Street.
We were at the original Main Street USA that inspired the Main Street at Disneyland and Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Walt Disney for several of his formative years as a kid grew up in this area. I think it was like 1906 to 1911 or something like that. And this Main Street here in Marceline, Missouri is the street that Main Street USA is based off of in the theme parks. So there's lots of Disney history around here. There is the area where he based Coke Corner off of. There's a Walt Disney Elementary School, there's a Disney Park, there's a Disney Museum, and you can go down and see the Disney House and the Disney Barn.
Yeah. We just talked to a local police officer. He's been here his whole life and he told us all of the things to see, and there's a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot to see.
Yeah,
so,
and even his mom talked to Walt.
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
Down right on the corner of the street, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Just to think about.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So come along. We'll take you on a tour of Marceline, Missouri. Here's a nice little mural paying tribute to Walt Disney and Main Street USA. There's a nice Disney quote on the wall. To tell the truth, more things of importance happened to me in Marceline than have happened to me since or are likely to in the future.
And it's huge.
Yeah, this mural is gigantic. It takes up the whole side of this building. Nice. There's lots of cool art and things here in Marceline. Where we're standing right now is a very Main Street type of view, because you can see the clocks just like they have on Main Street in the parks with the brick buildings in the background. This definitely feels like Main Street. Here we've got the historic Uptown Theater, and on the doors here you've got Donald and Mickey and Daisy and Minnie. Picture of Walt and Mickey on the door. Here's the plaque for the commemoration of the world premiere of The Spirit of Mickey, starring Mickey Mouse, July 14th, 1998. Believe, Goofy, Pluto. Here's some pictures of Walt and Welcome Back, Walt and Roy. Posted on the window here. The glare is killing me. There, that's a little better. I wonder if this is the theater, like if Walt went to this theater. Oh, here. Yeah. Opened June 30th, 1930. In 1956, Walt and Roy Disney held the Midwest premiere of their feature film, The Great Locomotive Chase, in this theater. They personally greeted each child at the door. Walt and Roy took the stage before the movie started, and the children of Marceline sang the Mickey Mouse song.
Here's the...
Yeah, there's the movie that premiered here, The Great Locomotive Chase, which I've never heard of, but pretty cool.
I like that.
Walt Disney's The Spirit of Mickey.
This is so cool.
This is. Across the street we've got the Olive Sage Emporium. And right here is Marceline City Hall. Does it look just like the Disneyland City Hall?
And then a view of, we're standing just in the middle of Main Street. The original Main Street USA. Can't get over it. This is so cool. If you're a Disney nerd, this is perfect for you.
Cool how a lot of these places use the Disney font.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm heading over here because I noticed there is a sign that says Main Street USA, and it's like the Mickey ears. That's so cute. I love it.
Just like at Disneyland. Drink Coca-Cola. 5 cents. Ooh, not like at Disneyland on that part. Very cute old church. The only place where people actually seem to be today since it's Sunday. Looks like it was built in 1914, so technically before Walt, but still very cool. Or after Walt, I mean. I'm gonna edit that.
So over here is a little train, and it says Santa Fe and 2546 Disneyland Railroad. Inspired by the Disney? Did it inspire the Disneyland Railroad?
Maybe. I mean, it looks kind of like it, right? Maybe we should read that sign.
Yeah.
So right off of Main Street, USA, part of Main Street, USA, is this beautiful little park, which is where we saw that giant Disneyland Railroad train behind us over there. And then there is other train paraphernalia, and just a really nice place to hang out. And it's just right off of Main Street, which is literally right there.
If you are a big Disney fan or you like Disney even a little bit, this is worth a visit. I am loving it here.
And it's a beautiful little town. Driving out here was beautiful.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm blown away by how much fun and how interesting this trip has been so far.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of making me a little emotional. Like, I don't know. It's very special here.
It is. Mm-hmm. That same park has this gorgeous little pond with a bridge. There's a stage over here where I'm sure they do some kind of local shows. More train in the background there. And then I just noticed behind the pond and behind the train, that brick building you can kind of see in the background there is the Walt Disney Hometown Museum. So that is a museum dedicated to Walt Disney. It's in an old historic building that used to be used for some other commercial purpose, but it closed down and was converted into the Walt Disney Museum. So it's Sunday, so it doesn't close until 1, so we're not going to be able to go in there quite yet, but we're definitely going to be checking that out a little bit later today.
Yeah.
And right here we have the Midget Autopia, which, despite not being a very friendly name these days, is the name of a classic Disney kind of go-kart type ride. The original one was in Disneyland, next to Storybook Land Canal Boats. And it eventually was taken out to make room for Small World, and Walt donated it to Marceline. So I believe when the museum is open, they'll actually have the little carts out and driving around this track. Actually, I read the sign a little more closely. It sounds like the carts don't run anymore, and this walking path is more like a tribute to the layout of the old track. And just down the street from the park is the Tiger Country Smokehouse, where we can see...
It says, Walt didn't eat here, but he would have.
That sounds like a pretty glowing review. One thing that's pretty crazy is how many trains are running through here. You can definitely see how Walt found a fascination with trains, because it seems like, and you might even be able to hear it in the background, it seems like a train rolls through here at least every 10 minutes.
Yeah. There's been at least like 3 or 4, and we've been here for how long?
Yeah, we've been here a half hour, and there's been a train every few minutes. And now it's going to be too loud to hear us.
California Avenue.
Do something cute.
I love it here. It's so cool.
It is very cool.
I feel at home here.
Yeah, it's very welcoming, comfortable. And I think we found the source of the music. There's a radio station down here, 99.1. Oh, actually, no. I think it's this. This just says Downtown Marceline. Oh, Magnolia Flowers? I'm not totally sure what establishment this is, but these are the people who are playing the Disney music. Got some Toy Story going right now. Love it. And let's get out of here before we get a copyright strike.
There's a lot of cute, like, antique-looking Mickey things. So cute. Alright, so we're pulling up on the Walt Disney Elementary, where the magic and learning begins. So cool. I don't think we can go inside, but we wanted to pass it at least.
Nice.
Very cool. Now where are we heading?
I think we will go to Walt Disney's house.
now we are at the Disney Family Farmhouse. That's it right there. Very pretty. And I think there's a barn, but that might be...
The barn might be elsewhere.
Might be elsewhere. It's very pretty. I don't know if we can go wander around, so we're just gonna take a view from here. It's really cool. Very beautiful area. So we found some parking spots, so I think maybe we can walk around a little bit. And here's another sign of the Disney's Family Farm. Walt's Dreaming Tree Site and Disney Family Barn Site. So I think the Dreaming Tree was what was struck by lightning recently?
Yeah, the guy we talked to mentioned that the Dreaming Tree, which was kind of a famous tree that, Walt kind of talked about, was struck by lightning a while ago and died, which is too bad.
That's too bad.
But the barn is still here, and I see some signs along the way that I assume are going to tell us some history about the barn. So
All right,
let's go.
Let's go check it out. As an adult, Walt Disney wrote, "To tell the truth, more things of importance happened to me and Marceline than would happen to me since or are likely in the future." It talks about how he drew up his farm life and kind of added them into his movies and the parks, as you can tell. Pretty cool. It's just so pretty over here too.
Oh, interesting. The son of the Dreaming Tree. I don't know. It seems like they might be stretching a little here, but the Dreaming Tree sapling was planted by Walt's grandson, Bradford Disney Lund, with the assistance of Walt Disney World ambassadors. Soil from the Magic Kingdom and water from the rivers of America were lovingly mixed with soil from this iconic farm during the planting ceremony. Huh. Interesting.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Find down there about the original Dreaming Tree.
I think it's cool that they're, trying to redo something.
I guess.
After that.
The original Dreaming Tree. In 1906, Elias Disney purchased a farm located on the outskirts of Marceline. Walter and Ruth would often escape to this very location where they would find solitude under the dappled leaves of a majestic cottonwood tree that Walt would later nickname his Dreaming Tree. Ruth would often recall the fun times she shared with her big brother as they climbed amidst the sturdy branches and played in the cool, tall grass. Elias rarely encouraged his youngest son to pursue his passion for drawing, never imagining art would provide a basis for a well-paying career. His very observant Aunt Margaret noticed a spark of artistic promise in a young nephew. Every visit, Margaret would overtly provide Walter with big chief drawing tablets and a steady supply of sharpened pencils. His visionary gift gave Walt the ability to quietly lie beneath his beloved Dreaming Tree and slowly hone his craft. Walt Disney often credited this exact location as the birthplace of his creativity.
Pretty cool. I didn't know any of that. You can always keep learning about Walt Disney.
Yeah.
I swear.
Also says a total of 3 saplings were produced by seeds harvested from the original Dreaming Tree. In 2003, one of the saplings was planted by Walt's grandson, not more than 30 feet from this very location. A second sapling was gifted to Disneyland and was planted on Tom Sawyer's Island. The third seedling was secretly planted somewhere on the Disney family farm to ensure its historic legacy.
Wow. Real cool.
I guess I would also mention that the original Dreaming Tree lived to be over 120 years before it was struck by lightning in 2008. The remains of the tree eventually blew over during a windstorm in 2015.
Okay. So that was still a while ago. I was thinking it was more recent.
Yeah. In the spring of 1906, Elias and Flora Disney moved their family from the hustle and bustle of Chicago to this idyllic 45-acre farm purchased from the estate of Civil War veteran William Crane. At the time of the move, the farm was largely comprised of 2 fruit orchards where they focused on the cultivation of Wolf River apples.
I can't say this enough, but I am beyond impressed with everything that's been at Marceline for Walt Disney, and just walking around the area, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking there maybe wouldn't be much here. It's just kind of another little small town in Missouri, but no, there is so much to see here, so much, Disney history and landmarks and all kinds of interesting stuff.
I feel like I'm at a loss of words because I have nothing bad to say. It's just, I'm just having a really good time.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day.
Yeah. flip you back around. Alright, Marceline's inspiration. Walt's 1949 film, So Dear to My Heart, was set in the early 1900s, echoing the time period the Disney family spent in Marceline. For the film, Walt instructed his production designers to create a barn set that reflected his best memory of the barn he grew up with in the area of the family farm. And I can see the barn over there, but we'll get closer. Pretty cool. Let me back up so you can see. So pretty.
Welcome to Walt's barn. Oh, so this isn't the real one. That's too bad. But the barn was built by volunteers in the summer of 2001 to help celebrate Walt's 100th birthday. Constructed using the blueprints Walt had commissioned for his own Holmby Hills workshop. Autographs and messages to Walt and Roy are welcomed on the interior of the barn only. All others will be removed.
It's very pretty. Can we go inside?
I think so.
Enter Walt's barn through these doors. Oh, this is where all the signatures are.
So I guess you're allowed to autograph the interior, which is interesting.
Wow. It's pretty cool that you could just come here and like there's no one really watching. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. And like yeah, there's no like admission or anything. You just pull up and you come check this out. This is pretty cool. Lots of people wrote things like about Disney and like little Disney Mickey drawings. Like there's a Goofy one right here. Pretty cool.
The absolute wildest thing to me is that we're the only ones here. It is a Sunday, so it's kind of a quieter day, I guess, although that's still a weekend. But there's not another soul at Walt Disney's barn, even though it's such a nice, beautiful place.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it out of my hair?
Yeah, I saw him go well. Got that on video, though.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're the only ones. You'd think like there'd be at least like one more person, but just us. But I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Have the place to ourselves.
This little pathway beyond the barn also seems to lead to a little pond over here. Okay, up next, the Walt Disney Hometown Museum is finally open, and so we're gonna check it out. You excited?
I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this. Like this is like the main thing I've been looking forward to, but I've been so impressed with everything else. So
Okay, so we actually just finished with the museum. They didn't want us to record inside, so we didn't. But we took a lot of pictures, which was allowed, so we will either put them before or after this. We'll wait for that train to go by. Okay, now the train has stopped, at least. Yeah, that was fantastic.
It was amazing. It was like beyond what I was expecting.
Me too. It focused a lot on his young life and the time he spent here in Marceline. I'd say I was blown away by how much there was there and how interesting everything was. If you're a big Disney fan, I would say this is like a must-do, for sure. I think there's a few more things in town we're going to check out. There were some things in town that inspired stuff in Disneyland that I didn't really realize was like significant when we walked past it before. So across the street here is the building that inspired Coke Corner. This was a jewelry store. That name on the front, Zerker, I don't know how to pronounce it, was a jeweler in town in Walt's time. And then there is a mural on the wall back there. It's been restored, so obviously it looks better than it should. It's freshly restored, but it looked a lot like that in Walt's day. And then we are also enjoying a Coca-Cola in front of Coke Corner. So across the street from Coke Corner here, not actually Coke Corner, is this little restaurant, Mavik's Corner Cafe, I guess, which does use the Disney font, which is funny. But then over here is a sign that describes how the confectionery located at this site in the Allen Hotel block was used to design Marceline's confectionery that's currently in downtown Disney, which opened in 2001. So if you are walking through downtown Disney and you look over and see Marceline's confectionery, that is based off of this building. Or at least inspired by this building. I don't know if they look that similar. A commemorative stamp honoring Walt Disney, Marceline's favorite son, was issued from this post office September 11th, 1968. And then over here is a long sign about how after his death in 1966, Marceline lobbied the U.S. Postal Department to issue a commemorative stamp in his honor. They agreed. At first, after the issuance of the stamp was announced, Burbank, Kansas City, Anaheim, and Chicago vied along with Marceline to be the location of the first day issuance. Marceline was chosen to be the location of the issuance ceremonies. Cool.